With less than a week left before Forza Horizon 6, I've decided to deliver my final verdict on FH5. Now, the main campaign is decent. You start as a superstar from FH4, an idea that's been scrapped for FH6, thankfully, meaning cars and cash are thrown at you pretty much instantly, which eliminates essentially any progression. You have to complete races and PR stunts to earn accolades to unlock new festival sites, each focused on a specific race type or PR stunts and so on. Then, aside from a few stories and showcases, that's it. You technically beat the game. You don't even have to open these festivals. Just close the pop-up and move on until you reach Hall of Fame, and that's it. Congratulations, you won Forza Horizon 5. As far as the cars go, they're pretty good. We got a few interesting ones and a few highly requested cars straight from launch, and the customization got a pretty big upgrade too. Unfortunately, not body kits and aero pieces, but rather things like the ability to rev your car whilst upgrading it, allowing you to hear the difference from like a sports exhaust to a race exhaust, or different camshafts and turbos and superchargers and so on. There's also the multiple new tyre options that can be applied to any car no matter what. All of them have been revised for FH6, but it's a pretty large improvement over FH4 and 3 and so on. We also got the ability to paint brake calipers on every car in the game, and the ability to paint select interior pieces on a very small handful of cars in the game as well. Speaking of cool things only a small handful of cars got, convertible roofs. Yeah, that was a little disappointing. Although they did reuse the feature on a few other cars to change drive modes like Sport and Comfort and rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, Drift and Highway. So, the feature wasn't completely wasted, but it definitely could have been expanded on. Seasonals and the Festival playlist. Introduced in FH4, I believe Update 7, Seasonals and the Festival playlist are how we get new cars in the game, and they serve the basis for a new feature called the Evolving World. During certain months, for a specific season theme, different things around the map were changed to fit the theme. A few popular examples include the Ice Rink, Lunar Drift Park, and Winter Wonderland. Despite most of them being in the stadium, there have been a few themes that spread across the map, like the Cars and Coffee update, or Cinco de Mayo, which is Day of the Dead. The festival playlist also had a feature called the Secret Santa for a little while. Players had to send gifts to one another, and once the community had hit their goals set by the devs, which we couldn't see, we would then be rewarded with a new car. Now, I'm not gonna say it was rigged, but it may have been rigged. Now, lastly on the festival playlist, it seemed to have two waves in a sense. The first half of the game's life was primarily new cars mixed in with an overwhelming amount of returning cars. We don't know how many were cut from launch by either licensing issues or the devs just gatekeeping and drip feeding. It's one of the two. I mean, after all, licensing is complicated and all, so we'll just move on. The second half of the game's life was actually really good though. Tons of highly requested cars and unique gems, which I never thought we would see in the game. Expansion number 1 was a surprise to everyone. Hot Wheels. The second Hot Wheels. They've done one before. Now, upon learning this, it's safe to say the community was hyped, as they should be, when the original Hot Wheels expansion was, and still is, the best expansion in Forza Horizon history. I stand by that. The fans were so hyped for this expansion that on its release day, FH5 got 30 million players online, a record for the Horizon series and possibly Forza as a whole. all to be met with a bit of disappointment, sorta kinda. Now I will say, the expansion wasn't bad. Great cars, proper progression, even if it was a bit controversial, cool stories, and a very cool map. The reason it's considered bad is because it's expected to follow in the footsteps of the best expansion in the series, and that's a tall order. The cars were fantastic, I will say. HW Copa Camaro, Mosley GT3, Subaru ARX Supercar, Brabham BT63, just to name a few, and 3 brand new Hot Wheels cars. The Baja Bone Shaker is the only outlier, as it's the only car that's not based on a real car, rather based on just a toy Hot Wheels car that hasn't been turned into a real car. You follow that? Good, we're moving on. We also got the Bad to the Blade, which turned out to be OP in online racing, and the best car of the expansion, the Diora 2. The poster car of the Acceleracers community. Also the poster car of this expansion. Or kind of the background poster car. Bad to the Blade was the poster car, but moving on. Now I won't get too sidetracked here, as this is a Forza video and not Acceleracers, but basically this was a huge win for the Acceleracers community to get Diora 2 in the game. Now the campaign was pretty good. It finally introduced proper progression into the Forza series again, which was met with very controversial opinions. Some players, mostly casual players, absolutely hated being locked to B class, while others, like myself, thought this was great. It gives us an incentive to progress, win races, and unlock the faster cars. Thankfully, in FH6, progression system has been tweaked and reworked in such a way that everyone should be happy. Now the map was 3 biomes all floating in the sky, connected with twisty orange track. There was just one problem. The map was missing something from the original Hot Wheels expansion, and I believe I found it. Safety. Now hear me out. When you crash into the wall on this expansion, you don't fall off the track. Even if you crash hard enough to bounce over the wall, there are invisible hitboxes stopping you from falling over the edge. The original expansion did not have that. If you stacked it at 400 kilometers per hour, you're just a goner. If you go over the wall, that's it, you're off the map. There's no invisible hitbox to save you. As well as that, in the other expansion, the original, there were jumps all over the map. Not danger signs, just random jumps like a real Hot Wheels track. This map has, drumroll please, 1. Seriously, just 1. I mean, we did get 3 other track pieces, being magnetic, water flume, and rumble tracks, but I still don't think it compares to the original. So, despite being a good expansion, trying to follow in the footsteps of the original, it just does not hold up. Expansion numero dos, that's 2 in French, was the Rally Adventure. Like Hot Wheels, this too is the second time they've done a rally-themed expansion. The original FH1 expansion was rally-themed, but unlike the Hot Wheels expansion, this one is actually an improvement over the original. I think I know like nothing about the original, so you know. Now firstly the cars. A few interesting things here, particularly from Hoonigan and Illumicraft. I never thought I'd see more Illumicraft in the game. Now these cars are generally not something most people are going to drive often, unlike the Hot Wheels expansion cars, which a lot of them turned out to be overpowered. However, these cars are more accurate to Mexico, I think, as Mexico holds events such as the Dakar Rally and so on, where you'll actually see these cars. In this expansion, a new race type was added, Horizon Rally. Now it might not actually be new because I'm pretty sure the original Rally expansion had them, but we move on. Horizon Rally events were events where you had to race solo, trying to improve your split times between checkpoints, like a proper rally. Also, for reasons I don't understand, cross-country races were replaced by Grit Reaper races, which are sort of kind of the Group B rally races of the series. There was also Horizon Apex, which was road racing, and Horizon Raptor races, which were rally racing. Now the map, Sierra Nueva. This map is much smaller than the others we've seen, but like the Hot Wheels map, FH6 takes one of its new features, that being the fully destructible forest it introduced. Almost every tree is breakable on this map, and also I just want to say I really like this map. Tight twisty cliffside roads, gorgeous scenery, and naturally great rally tracks. What more could you ask for? Besides a giant megacity. Okay, so I was going to end the video here, but I just remembered the time we were getting a new car pack almost every month. That was not included with the premium edition of the game. Meaning if you already spent around $100 on the game or more, depending on what additions and DLCs you bought, you would have to keep spending money to get these car packs. Packs with around 4 cars cost about $5 AUD, I don't know what that is in any other currency, and $9 AUD for 7 cars. Again, no clue what that is in other currencies. It was a little controversial, and I can see why, because if you bought the best edition of the game for like $150 or whatever it is, and then you had to buy more, yeah, no, people weren't happy. Although we did get some cool cars and a Fast and Furious collab out of it. Well, that's that. Main game, I'd give a solid A or A minus. Maybe I'm being a bit generous, because I know a lot of people consider this game to be the worst game in the series. And I think the way you have to look at it is, I know this might be a stretch, but maybe don't try and compare it to the other Horizon games, even though I know that everyone is going to do that anyway, and I'm doing that for the Hot Wheels expansion, but shush, we move on. If you don't compare it to the other games, it's a good driving game. Good customization, good cars, and okay, the map's a bit depressing after a year or 5. You know, I'm gonna say A minus. Now the Hot Wheels expansion, as good as it is, I know I am going to contradict myself on what I previously said about the main game, but D. Going in D tier, because it just cannot compete with the original. I love the cars, the map is great, but it just does not compare. And then the Rally Adventure was pretty cool. I like the map. I'm not someone who's going to drive the rally, Dakar-y cars all the time. But the map was cool. I did really like the map, actually. I don't play it enough. And yeah, I think I can put this as an A tier expansion. And with all that out of the way, like and subscribe. See you all in Japan. I'll be on Twitch streaming it. And yeah. Subscribe, have a good day and night.
Medium left. Crest.
They serve a basis for... Wait, what am I saying? I'm actually saying... Okay. During certain months, a specific season theme...
Medium right. And surface change to sand.
What have I written? Hang on.
Easy right.
The Baja Bone Shaker is the only outlier, as it's the only car in the game, I believe. And the map, free biome. Let's start that one up, okay? The map with 3 biomes all floating in the sky. A jungle map, desert, and snow. So we got snow. I'm thumping this one, okay? So we're gonna go again.